All right. I'm gonna try a new format. Most likely this will not make it onto YouTube because I should analyze my game first and then record. But I've run out of time tonight, and I kind of promised myself that no matter what, after every tournament game, I will analyze and actually go through my game and record it and everything all in one night. Ran out of time. It's already like almost midnight. So I'm just gonna try to do this. And worst comes to worst, this will be my, I don't know, I'm just gonna record me going through this. So I played a game tonight. It was pretty interesting. I was black, so let's switch this. Wow, so yeah, you can already see this is probably not gonna make it, but whatever. Okay, so um D4, knight F6, C4, C5. So I played the Benoni. I don't really know the Benoni. I don't know. I learned the Benko, so I just know sometimes this goes into the Benko. The actual lines of the Benoni, I don't even know. But we'll see how I undo that. Okay, so he went knight F3, and I went pawn G6, knight C3. So you can just kind of see as I'm going through this if I'm playing like the right moves. G6, knight C3, bishop G7. So that is, it looks like, oh, come on, sorry. Okay, so it looks like bishop G7 is the second most common move. First is to take. So, all right, now I know that. But it looks like bishop G7 at least is an option. He goes E4, which is the most common move. So this looks like a real line. That's cool. Um, I took here. Okay, so that's cool. Knight takes. D6. Okay, good. That's the right as well. All right. So you can see for those of you who aren't familiar with chess piece, these are like all the games in the database. So there's over 3,000, there's almost 4,000 games so far that are this exact line. So after D6, he goes pawn F3. So that's a rare move, and I thought it looked kind of strange. Looks like bishop E2 is best. So he went F3. To go back though, so this is let's make that a new variation. Okay, we can always look at that later. I'm gonna rush through this and just do the moves that actually happened and maybe do another analysis later. Or like I said, I'm just gonna scrap this whole thing and I'll at least have the analysis in the database as a result. Okay, so I'm gonna castle here. So that looks good. So as we get into a more rare moves, we're gonna run out of games to even look at. But for now, there's still 469 games in the database. He played bishop e3. Okay, cool. So that's the next most common move. We still have 976 games that we can compare to. Knight c6. Okay, so that's the right move. Queen d2. Okay. Knight f to d7. Okay, so that is not in here at all. So, I mean, this is kind of like instructive, I guess. So let's see what happens when I do this. I'm going to turn on the engine analysis. Let's check. So it says after me playing knight f to d7 that he is up by a little bit. So prior to that, the game was, oh, I mean, nothing really changed actually. So it looks like knight f d7 isn't necessarily that bad. It's just like not even in here. Like, I don't know, we have like 48 games now where the exact move order isn't even in the database. It's just, yeah. So knight f to d7. All right, so it's not too bad so far. I'm gonna keep the engine on. Unfortunately, that could make the computer end up being slow and stuff. So hopefully this, my computer can sustain this. Okay, so he goes knight to c2. At this point, there's not much reason to, I do want to figure out how to get this. whatever. Knight f to c2. Okay, so it looks like we're even now. So I'm gonna, all right, this is gonna be like an instructional thing on how to use chess base, I guess, is what's happening here. So we're gonna make this a dubious move because he went from being plus, you know, we're dead even now according to the computer. So, um, I go knight d to e5. Let's see what it says now. Obviously, you shouldn't just like only look at what the computer says, like use your own head or whatever, but you know, it's for right now this is good. Knight d d5. He goes pawn h3. This to me looked bad. So let's see what the computer says. Yeah, it's it's a little dubious. I'm gonna put it down as dubious. Where should he have gone? Let's see. Computer recommends just simply bishop e2. Make that new variation. Again, could look at this a little bit later. But the game itself is really interesting, and I just want to get to it before I go to sleep tonight. So, all right, h3. f5. Okay, this is where I'm really curious what the computer has to say, because I thought it gave me a look when I did this. He's like, what are you doing? Oh no, looks like f5 is fine. All right, that's cool. So at this point, I've only thought 10 minutes in the game, and he came late to the game and he barely thought at all. So I think he showed up 20 minutes late. He hasn't spent any time, and I spent 10 minutes. So, all right, he castles here. Okay, so that's, I mean, that's a normal move. So nothing wrong with that. I go bishop e6. Okay, the computer. So far, all these moves look pretty normal, which is cool. Bishop e6. So the idea is just to like threaten this. It's right here. And he goes bishop e6, knight a3, which is not good. And I didn't think it was. What could he have done instead? Yeah, you should at least maybe. I don't know. No, the computer also suggests knight a3. Yeah, either knight a3 or e takes f5. So, all right. So knight a3 is okay. I go rook c8. That seems fine. So just for those of you who don't know chess base, maybe this could be kind of instructive for you. Just keep looking at this number here. So this is saying that the game is dead even right now. It's at 0, right? So when somebody's up by a little bit, it's going to be like plus 0.3. If black is up by a little bit, it's minus 0.3, something like that. Where it's the equivalent to a pawn. So like, let's say I was up by plus 1. That means I'd be up by like the equivalent of a pawn, or actually up a pawn. So hopefully that makes some sense. Okay, so rook c8. Now he takes. And this is where I'm really curious what the computer's going to say, because I took with the rook. Okay, so that's really interesting. If you were looking in this corner here, it kept changing it. So basically the engine is kind of thinking like, what's the best move here? The engine first thought bishop takes, then it thought pawn takes, then it says rook takes. The engine is ending up on rook takes, which is my move. So I am happy that I played rook takes, because apparently that is the right move here. But you know, it takes a while for it to think it through. Like, we would really have to like go into this. Like, g takes is really interesting. New variation. Bishop takes is interesting. Come on. Let's put this in as an option, because apparently all of these are options. So as I'm going through this, so normally when I'm doing this in advance before I record my videos, I'll like look at each line and, you know, write some notes like, oh, this is interesting, whatever. I don't know. So I would like put something in, but I'm talking it through instead of typing it out. So whatever. Okay, so rook takes f5, which is what I did. And then he goes pawn f4, which is what, if you look in the, right here, that is what the computer is suggesting. So my opponent was actually really good too. Like, this was a very good game. I was very interested in this. Like, I had a lot of fun playing this. Knight d7. What? Hold on. The computer here says to go pawn to b5. What? All right, I will have to look at that later. I'm not looking at it now. But what? All right, this is the new main line. Okay, so I'm going to 97. I mean, it says I'm still up here, but like, what? B5. Okay, I'll need to look at it later. I'm not doing it right now. I'll probably record this as two parts if I actually keep this. All right, 97. G4. Wow, so we're playing exactly what Fritz is saying to play. Which Fritz is the name of the engine in here. Um, Rook A5. Yes, that's what I did. Okay, so this is awesome. Sorry, I'm like super happy right now. Rook A5. Okay. Knight A to B1. This is where I think he messes up. This can't be good. Yeah. I'm, I'm up by, oh wow, I'm up by the equivalent of a full piece now because it's just so passive. Like Knight B1 is so passive. Okay, this is like, this move gets like double question mark. So, I mean, yeah, he should have just gone here. Like, it's just interesting now. Like, yeah, it's just like a really interesting game, but he opted for this because he got scared, I guess. So let's see if I took advantage of it well enough because I did win, but not easily. All right, I go pawn b5. Awesome. Okay. And this I didn't like see in the game. So one nice thing is, yes, it's really good to spend a lot of time thinking about your moves, obviously. Um, but on some key moves, I don't because I don't know what he's going to play next. Like I thought about rook a5 for a long time and I didn't like go deep into the lines of like what if he goes knight b5 or what if he goes I just knew like I wanted to go rook a5 and then like I went for a walk and I had a smoke, whatever. Like but yeah, like there's no reason to think, I did not see rook a5 followed by knight b1 followed by pawn b5. But once he played knight b1, I was like, oh. And I think I thought for like barely any time when I did this. Like I wrote down my move times. I thought 11 minutes about pawn b4 about pawn b5 because I was surprised by rook b1. Sorry, by knight b1. So I was, surprised by that move. Thought 11 minutes and then ended up going pawn b5. But like, I didn't waste too much time thinking about all that could be prior to this. I don't know, I probably have better examples of what I'm talking about even later in this game because, he goes pawn b3. So I'm curious right now what I'm up by. So I'm up by, I'll put that in my notes right now. So at this point, I'm up by -3. Right, I'm black, so it's -3. Okay. He goes b3. Does that make things even worse? A little worse. I'm up by 3.6 or so. So b3 wasn't the best response. It looks like I don't know what the best response is. It looks like c takes b5 was the best response. New variation. So that would have been better. Followed by like knight b4, a3. So sometimes I'll actually go through what's in here. Knight a2 check. This is like very nice for me, obviously. Hence, I'm not actually up a full piece, but the computer is evaluating it to be the equivalent of like a full piece. That's what that means. Okay, so he does not do that. He goes b3. And I take, okay, cool. So I'm sorry. I'm just very happy right now because I thought, how long did I think on this one? I thought for 19 minutes on this move. So I went down from, I had, so after b3, and I take about this next move for 19 minutes. Went from, I had 118 to 059. And then I'll write on this move And so just that's just so I have it, so I thought about this move for 10, 11 minutes from 129 to 118. And my opponent, I should probably mark that as well. My opponent was thinking a long time too. So it would be nice if I should like, write this a little bit neater, but um on move. So when he went from pawn b3, he thought about this. My opponent thought from 114 to 055. So he thought a really long time on b3. Which honestly, like, it wasn't the worst move. Like, I wasn't expecting it. I was, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, I look like I'm like Juan here. Like, I thought b3 actually was, I mean, the computer was saying to take on b5, but I thought b3 was actually pretty good. Okay, so I thought of way more moves than just pawn takes. Like, I had so many options here and it was like really stressful because I was like, I don't know what to do here because in my mind, they kind of say, don't open up the position until you like all your pieces are where they need to be, right? So I'm thinking of moves like king h8 followed by variation king h8 with the idea of like queen here targeting this pawn. This is the kind of stuff I would do. No. All right. Sorry. I was thinking of this new variation with the idea. So this is kind of how I do this. Like I'm thinking of queen here, battery here, target that. Like that's one idea. Another idea. What is another idea I was thinking of? Queen here. That was another idea. With the idea of just putting my queen where it belongs. And then I was like, oh, what if he goes here? Well, maybe I just simply go here. And eventually, like, with the idea of me getting over here and targeting that, like, there's so many moves here. Like, this is such a good game. And, like, I would love to spend more time going through this, but it's almost midnight. It is midnight. It is 12:15. I have to go to sleep. So I'm going to get through the rest of this. And if this is entertaining enough, maybe I'll just post this as is and then, like, do a better analysis later. Because I think this is kind of instructive. Of course, I've been recording this for 18 minutes already. I don't know what is entertaining to you guys. Like, I don't know if you'd watch what I'm doing right now, like me just kind of going through an analysis, like ad-libbed, but whatever. I thought this was a really interesting game. I'm going to just keep going. He takes here. I take. He takes. Knight b4. Yes, and knight b4 is the move. I am just like so ecstatic right now that like all my moves are like the move. Like, what is happening right now? Like, super happy. All right, knight b4. So at this point, I'll just put I have 52 minutes now. So I haven't thought much at all since me deciding to take on c4. I've only thought 7 minutes since then. All right, queen e2 is where he goes. That's the move it says. Like, this guy I'm playing is really good. He's rated 1745. Oh, I'm gonna save this so I don't lose it. Okay, my games. So this is, wow, I'm like really doing this raw. Sorry, guys. So I am 1745. And this is not Alondra Park. This is Santa Monica Bay Chess Club. And I won. Okay, cool. That's saved. All right, queen e2. Queen c7. That's the move. Oh my god. So as I'm saying it, what I'm doing is I'm looking at this like corner here. Right? So another move apparently is d5, but like queen c7 was the first one I thought of. So d5 is another option. But looks like, so I'm up by the equivalent of two pieces right now. Like that's how good my position is. I'm not up by any material, but I'm up by minus 5. Okay, so this move was probably not as good because again, though, the engine needs to think. Sometimes you have to like let it go for a really long time because it's just kind of like a person. It's gonna analyze it and it might not actually reach its conclusion for a while. So I'd have to let this go for a while. But apparently it looks like D5 on the face of it looks a little better. So, you know, so what am I? So this is like, it's pretty close, but so let me put in parentheses here. So this is like minus 4.5. And this one is minus 5.5. Something like that. Don't know yet. I'd have to like let it go for a while. D5, I was thinking about. I was thinking about this move. Why I didn't play it? I think it was because of Bishop D4. I don't know. This is why I like to analyze my game the night of because I'm not gonna remember tomorrow morning all the things I was thinking about. And honestly, me talking right now, I'm not really remembering. Like this is why I like to analyze it first, like fully, and then record. So this is not ideal what I'm doing right now, but I'm gonna have to live with it. So let's go into the move I played. 'Cause I don't have the time. Okay, C5. This was interesting, but apparently terrible. As you can see now, okay. Now it's almost minus 10. Okay, so I'm playing like by a queen. Okay, so let's see why that is. Okay, so he played C5. What is the right move here? I missed it. That is the problem here. I missed a concrete win. What did I actually do? After C5, I apparently I thought a long time here. Apparently, so I'll show you the move I played, and we will see this minus 10 is going to drop drastically. Yes. Now I'm up by only by a piece. Now only up by minus 3. I knew it. Yeah, I knew there was a win here, and it's knight takes a2. Cancel. Cancel. All right. Why does this win? Why does this win? I thought he could just take here. Knight takes c5. All right, let's just go through the line here. Okay, so you guys can see what's going on here. King d2. Rook. Oh. Wow, this is obvious, I guess, but why can't you just go here? Knight b3 check. Oh, shoot. Okay, what about king b2? Oh, then it's just takes, 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 mate. Okay. So that was obvious. What was I thinking here? Why didn't I take on a2? Oh, I didn't take on a2 because of this. So the computer's getting kind of freaked out because I have the engine up, so I'm going to close the engine temporarily. Okay. So we're on knight takes a2. Okay. And I'm like, why? Come on. Oh, this is so annoying. It should allow me to like do another variation here. All right. I'm sorry, guys. All right, let's just think it through because I can't seem to actually place it. So if he goes pawn takes pawn, I don't see a concrete win for me. All right, what I'm going to do is temporarily, as much as I don't want to do this, I'm going to delete this variation so that it lets me put this in. C5, knight takes A2, new variation, takes. Oh, it's check! Oh my God. He has to do this. What is wrong with me? Okay. So that's what happens when you've played. I think at this point, the game has gone at least 2 hours, and I haven't played a lot of tournaments since like 15 years ago. Like, I think this is like my sixth tournament game. And I guess it's been enough time that like I didn't notice that this was check. Because in my mind, he had pawn takes pawn, and then I had like knight takes knight, pawn takes queen, knight takes queen. Like that was what I was analyzing. But it's check. So, oh my God. I could have finished this game 2 hours ago, is what this means. Oh my God. All right, well, let's put it all the way in now. This was the right move. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So knight takes knight. So I do have to sack a knight. That is true. That's not easy to know to sack a knight, but like I didn't even get into this variation. Like I didn't see that I even had like knight check here. And this is a concrete win. Like this is very obvious that I win this. Yeah. Like I mean he doesn't have to take, but there's a discover check coming. Like this is won. All right, well, I went knight a6. We're going to keep going because I need to finish this game. I can't believe I've already been recording this for 30 minutes. I'm going to save this again so I don't lose it. And this is round 3. All right, knight a6. C takes c4. Okay, I'm putting the engine back on. No, not replay training. I okay. Yes, all right. Knight a6. Okay. Knight a6. C takes. And then interesting. My opponent was right here. That's so interesting. Okay, so I took here. Um, let's. Okay. All right. I'm still up by. I'm up by like a full piece, basically, a little more. I take here, and now I'm only up by. Wow, that's really interesting. Up by -5, or let's just call it -2. Okay, so my opponent after the game told me that I could have gone queen c6, and I had no clue what he was talking about when he told me this. I was like, really? What? Why? He's right. This is what the engine says. It says to go queen c6. He's absolutely right because like this is taking that pawn is a waste of a tempo. There's something about queen c6. I'm not sure exactly what, but it stops a bunch of threats. I don't know. I will need to look at this later, but apparently queen c6 is better than pawn takes pawn. And I actually want to go back a little bit as to why I went knight here. I should have pointed something out because it's not necessarily obvious to people. When I got into this line, my whole plan was to take here. Please tell me it didn't. Okay, good. So it's making that a new line. The reason I can't do this is queen check. So he's on this knight and this king. it's a red line. Right? So I lose this knight. So I can't just simply ignore things and take that pawn with the knight. Obviously, I could take with like the pawn, but when I do that, it also knocks me down to 2 points. Like innately, I knew that pawn takes is not good because it's like blocking my open file. Like that's where all my play is. So I knew not to take the pawn, but in my mind, knight a3 was better than that, which it is slightly better according to the engine. What else was I thinking of here? There's pawn takes. There's also pushing. Pushing's a little better. So this is probably the best move other than the force win of knight takes h2. Check. Which I didn't notice it was check. Wow, I'm so sorry. This video is 31 minutes long, but it's making sense to me, so I'm hoping I think I might upload this as is and see what you guys say. I'm like really curious if like this kind of format works. So, but I need to get to the end of this in order to really do that. So let's just, again, I'm going to save this just in case. This is me. And my new last name. Yeah, I should mention that's my name now. Because all right. E takes e6. Bishop d4. That's the move. Wow, like me and my opponent are playing the computer moves for the most part, both of us. Like this is a really good game, gotta say. Bishop d4. Okay, here I go knight b4. I'm assuming this loses. Yeah. Well, it doesn't lose. It's okay. We'll keep going. Although the computer says to go knight f8. This is not a move a person is going to see. Computer move. A person would never see this. Would never, I would say, consider this. Okay. Save again. Okay. Knight b4. All right, I'm going to get to the end of this game, for God's sakes. Queen check. King h8. Bishop takes. King takes. Rook takes d6. Suddenly, I'm like, crap. Like, I know I'm still winning here, but like, am I? Like, I should not. I was a little worried. But this, I finally did it. I took on e2. This is the right move. I put the minus 5. Okay, so I finally gained some balls and played knight takes e2. All right, let's just see what happened here. King d2. Yep, straight move. Knight c5. Let's see if this is correct. No, it is not correct. Wow. It's dead even. Interesting. What was I supposed to do? Knight f8. I thought about this, but when you're playing a real game, you want to play aggressively, you know? I just really wanted to play knight c5. I knew there was something off about it, but I just didn't want to go knight f8. I just really didn't. Let's see what's wrong with it, though. So, knight c5. Where did he go? Queen f6 check. And now I'm winning again. There we go. So his mistake is that he was supposed to go Queen e5 check. So I'm going to put knight c5 as a question mark. And I'm going to put queen f6 as a question mark. So we both messed up here. How much time do we each have? That's what the interesting thing is. So my opponent had only 2 minutes and 40 seconds on his clock. At this point, though, when I messed up and played knight c5, I had 18 minutes. So that's interesting. So I played the wrong move here, and he played the wrong move as well in the next move, but I had more time. So technically, I'm playing worse than him. Like, he's playing better than me, given that he's in time pressure, and I'm not. But let's do what actually happened. Queen f6 is what actually happened. All right. Something fell. That's okay. King g8. No. I went king h8. No. King g8. Obviously, that's the only move. Okay. King g8. Rook e1. Yep, that's the move. Again, I'm saying this like just to illustrate when I'm saying like, oh, that's the right move. Again, it's this here. Like the Fritz is saying to go rook e1. That's what my opponent did. He went rook e1. And I found a win here. So after rook e1, I went knight takes c3. Is this wrong? This is wrong. So what did I do? Okay, so knight takes c3, knight takes c3. I'm really curious here what I did wrong. Knight b3 check. Ah, he went king c2. And this loses. So after king c2, yep, rook a2, so this is what I did. King b1, rook a1 check. King, I think, b2. Rook takes, and I'm up in exchange. And then he fell apart pretty quickly because he's so low on time. Rook takes e1, king takes b3, rook, I just simply went here, rook e3, and that's the right move. Holy crap, I'm playing pretty freaking well, and I have like 10 minutes here. No, less. I have 3 minutes here. Okay, so I'm also under time pressure finally. Wait, it might not be 3 minutes. I'm exaggerating. 6 minutes. Well, it was around 5. You know, I basically like I write in the like I try to write like how many minutes I have. So if you look over here, like I wrote something like he has 2 minutes and whatever seconds. I have 6 minutes. So we're at move are we on right now? 35. And I just I didn't write all the times down, but yeah. And then after this, king takes b3, and then cancel. I didn't like try to like find a mate or whatever. I was like, you know what? This is simple. Just rook e3. And that's what I did. So I'm really proud of myself. Like I didn't try to like find some checkmate here by going like queen b1 because like there's no easy checkmate here. Like there isn't. And like as you can see, like it drops down from like -15 to -9 by doing that. Like there's no quick checkmate. Like I don't yeah, like I didn't even bother. I was just like, okay, rook e3, I'm gonna win that knight. And then he quickly resigned. So like after this, oh, actually, this was really cute what I did here. After rook e3, king a2. Yeah, this was cute. King a2, queen c4 check, king b1. Ugh, I didn't write my moves down here, but I took a picture of my opponent's score sheet. Okay, I am so sorry that I'm doing it this way, but like, whatever. Hopefully I didn't like mess up a lot here, but oh, he stopped writing because he only had 2 minutes. Okay, so I remember there was like a really cute checkmate here. Oh no, wait, I already found it. Like, yeah, the cute part was the fact that I won this exchange. Yeah, this was the cute move. Like, I thought this was like super cute because like he can't take because the knight's pinned. So that's how I like force a win of an exchange. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. It's been 40 minutes. Okay, so this is how it normally works. Normally I take 40 minutes or so just to analyze my game and then I record it. I've done both at the same time. So I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to save. And I'm going to hope that this is like not a complete waste of a video and that people are actually going to watch this straight through. I'm really curious to see how many of you watch it straight through. If you want, what I'd like is in the comments, if you could actually say at what point you stopped watching because it got so boring, please let me know. I'm really curious if any of you actually want to watch 40 minutes of me talking like this. So, but I have to go to sleep. Like I have work tomorrow morning, and it is 12:38. And my goal was pretty much to go to sleep around 1. That was my goal. So I am going to be going to sleep around 1 after I upload this. I might wait till tomorrow to upload it, but I don't know. I did the hard part. I analyzed the game. It's all right here. All of my analysis, like the words and stuff, and I've recorded this, and I'll either upload it right now or decide against it. I don't know. But good night, everyone. I have 2.5 points out of 3 right now, so I'm in contention for money, which is really cool. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Later.